write a story for you. When I don't feel up to it, I'm not going to write a story. Simple as that. When you get my age, you don't care. You do what you want. I'm happily married. I'm father, grandfather. Notice what that is in color. I'm very proud of that. Yes. And I was on a tour in Germany with the NATO troops way back. And we're still paying for our NATO troops. I believe life's purpose is to serve God and serve each other. But be kind to me because I'm very sensitive. I'm opinionated, but I'm sensitive. Okay, so be kind. Dozens of historic landmarks in Lunatic County are gone. One historic landmark is still with us. Barely. Barely. And that's why we're here. Now, one young lady said she doesn't like the name lunatic, but we're in 1700s now. Quit thinking 2020. We're in 1700s, 1800s, 19th century. So the word lunatic is quite common and was quite acceptable. The Lunatic Asylum had many names. New York State Lunatic Asylum at Utica, Utica Lunatic Asylum. Then it became Utica State Hospital. Then it was the Utica Psychiatric Center. You like that better, Psychiatric Center? You're happy now? Okay. Mohawk Valley Psychiatric Center. And we have a young lady here, Judy. She graduated from nursing school at the Utica Mohawk Valley. Was it the Utica Psychiatric Center? It was called Utica State Hospital. Okay, you go way back. Wow. You're older than you look, I'll tell you. It's called Old Main. Now, everyone asks me when I do this, where did they get the name Old Main? How many of you are wondering why they call it Old Main? Yeah. You can raise your hand, stretch. It's good to stretch. I don't know. I surmise it's called old because it's old. That's why they call me Old Man, because I'm old. Main, I think, comes from the fact that it's the main part of the hospital. We're going to see that in a minute. So I call it Old Main for those reasons, and everybody else does too. Is that good, Judy? Good guess? Good. Lunatic Asylum. Where does the word lunatic come from? Now you can close your ears on this one, okay? In Latin, the moon is called Luna. And they thought that the moon had something to do with your mental state. So when there was a full moon, you were a little bit loony. So there must be a full moon every day for me, because I don't know how that works out. Is that true, Judy, at all? You do? Patients were a little bit less cooperative. Okay, you heard it there. So we agree on that one. This is Old Main. X1 is Old Main. Now, well, okay. Now, all of what I'm outlining with my nice red dot, can y'all see that? Y'all with me? That's nice. You're following me, huh? If I go off a cliff, you're going with me. All of that is gone. It's all gone. The only thing left is Old Main, this building right here. Y'all get that? Did my back rock your view? Say again? You retired from there? You worked at Old Main? Really? Wow. Well, we had they give tours every now and then. And in 2014, they gave a tour, and my wife and I were docents. And I said, so what's a docent? Guide. It's a fancy word for guide. Go this way, please. You know. And I was disappointed because they don't show you very much. I'm going to show you what they show you, and it's not very much. Okay. Anyway, you get the idea on how much of the Utica State Hospital or the Utica Lunatic Asylum has been destroyed. So we have just one building left. Okay. Press the, and that's it. It's very massive. It's very impressive. And it's got an historic value to it. I'll tell you in a minute. How many have been on a tour of this place? Oh, good. You didn't see very much, did you? No. Say again? I've heard a lot of stories about that, but she said the basement of the main building is very interesting. I heard a lot of stories about that. I don't believe half of them. There's supposed to be ghosts down there, and the paranormals went down with cameras, and they took pictures at night, and you can see the white spots that they said were ghosts. You want to believe that? That's okay. It's up to you. In my opinion, don't believe it. Why is it interesting? That's where they chained a lot of patients. Old Main is the best example of a Greek Doric portico outside of Greece. Pretty impressive, isn't it? To think the whole world now, outside of Greece, this is the best example of a Greek Doric column portico. And that's the Old Main building. And as far as history goes, that's quite significant. Okay, we're going to get into some opinions now. You could differ with me if you want to. And if you want to voice your opinion as opposed to mine, please do so. I welcome it. Am I in your way? You don't care. He's nonchalant. He's just hanging out here. I feel bad because I know I'm in your way. But I got to read the screen because I can't remember everything. You'll appreciate that. Is that better if I stand over here? Okay. What is the criteria for mental normalcy? Who is a mental patient? We flippantly use terms like nuts, crazy, psycho, different, slow, mental. What do they mean? Is there a normal? How is it measured? Different answers for different cultures and different time periods. In some cultures, they accept certain things that we wouldn't, and we accept things that they wouldn't. And back in the 1700s, it was one thing, and now in 2020, it's something else. So, you know, if you're a little bit different, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad at all. Please turn off your 2020 conception, because what is wrong to us was not wrong in the 1800s. I don't know the answer to any of the above questions. Though I had it hailed down once. I had it nailed down. That's supposed to be nailed down. It's supposed to be nailed down. It's hailed down. That's a mistake. That's called a typo. When I get home, I'm going to spank my wife because she's my editor. She didn't catch it. Oh, I'll yell at her. If she was here now, she would say, Joe, you had a mistake on the screen. I thought I had the answer nailed down once. But, well, let me tell the story of my most memorable presentation. I was doing this presentation once, and it was a nursing home group, and there was a gentleman sitting in the back in a wheelchair. He had a ball cap on his head. He was hunched over, and, you know, I said to myself, well, when I scan the audience, I look for different people to kind of zero in on, like I did with this young lady, with the nurse, so you have some idea of your audience and what you can say and can't say. So I looked down and I saw him and I said, I put one to sleep already, you know. I thought I lost him. So I was doing my presentation, and when answering my inquiry as to who was mentally deficient, I said, we're all a little bit crazy. And I believe that. Well, I heard a mumble from the back of the room. You know it's coming, don't you? I realized this gent was commenting on, but I couldn't understand his mumble. So I yelled over to him, excuse me, what did you say? And still couldn't understand him. So I asked the nurse attendant with him, and I said, what did he say? Her response was, I laughed so hard I couldn't go on with my talk. He got me good. I loved it. It's called the perfect squelch. It was great. And everybody else laughed, and every once in a while I'd look over at him and I'd start laughing. I couldn't help it. And I got everybody else to laugh. So we laughed through the whole presentation. It was a good put down. I enjoy it. So if you have something you want to say, speak up. In my book, No Such